Hey everybody, I'm doing a small comparison. This is a Toshiba laptop. No big deal. It's an older model, a little dirty. Haven't messed with it in a while. But I built this. Has a 20 gig hard drive. Go ahead. It's running Slackware Linux. Okay, Slackware Linux, and there's my username and password because I lost the password one time and I had to reformat it. So if you run Linux of any kind, don't lose the password. You will have to reformat and reinstall. Okay, but it's running Slackware. Funny story. Okay, I bought this used. It didn't have the maximum RAM. It didn't have a 20 gig hard drive. It had the basic 810 megabyte hard drive and like 24 megs of RAM back in the day. And I bought this. I forget where I bought this, but it's been a faithful laptop, and it looks like it got frozen at one time in a cold environment, because that's what that stuff is. But that's the one I built. I made a friend, and he comes up with this one. It's running Slackware. It runs Slackware. I have one almost exactly like this. This is a 410. See? Well, you can't probably read that. 410 CDT. Mine is a 510, which is pretty much the same thing. It has everything. See, Sun Login, except that's a different kind of Slackware, right? This has Dark Star. This is just a different release. So, as far as I can remember, I haven't messed with these things. But this one, so he just gave it to me. He says he never uses it. He loves Linux. I told him, I love Linux too. That's awesome. Let's be friends. And he just gave it to me. Hinge is a little loose. And the oddest thing is, mine is almost just like this one. Not only that, he uses the exact same card that I have been using on that one. That's just weird. Is there like an unwritten rule to have Slackware on Toshiba gray box laptops? I mean, don't get me wrong. These things are awesome. These things are bulletproof. The only problem with this one, the optical drive on this died. So I'm thinking maybe this one won't fit, but I doubt it. Because they did, even though they look very similar, they came up with case part variations. And just for shits and giggles, I left the Windows 95 on there. Screw you, Microsoft. This one doesn't have it on it anymore. He got rid of it a long time ago. But I just had to document. Is there some unwritten instruction manual floating around, unauthorized instruction manual telling how to make Linux run on these, specifically Slackware? So, it's just funny. Okay, well, thank you much. It's just, I find it very, very odd that, I mean, come on. They're pretty much the same processor, right? This, I think, is a 166, if I remember correctly, and these are 120s. The 410s. They're both Pentiums. Okay? They're both awesome laptops. I mean, if I could... And it came with the original 810 megabyte hard drive, or this one had an 814 megabyte hard drive. He brought it to me too. I've got it in the case over there, the original 810 that it came with, and I was like, oh man, this is cool. Great laptops, both. They're awesome. Drop the original hard drives in from Toshiba hard drives, and they will just take off, and they will work. You will never have a problem, though you're running Windows 95. That's the only real thing. I like 95, but today's application just needs a little something more. I've actually ran Windows 2000 on this, and it ran very slow. Even with the, I think it's 90 megs of RAM. Yeah, that's the maximum for this thing. And I think this has a maximum of 60 or 50, or I don't remember. It was a weird number. Okay, well, that's it for this one. Y'all have a good one. Bye-bye.